Creativity is the spark of life. If you looked at any of our recent Instagram content, you will notice that I have a little creative energy myself. But if you don't know how to be creative, where can you start? Legos. Why? I found out. Greg Irwin is a passionate Lego builder. He's been a master creator and block manipulator for the better part of his life. He was the perfect person to talk to. What's your favorite part about Legos?
My favorite part would be the modular aspect of putting them together. And so you literally start with a blank slate and you put it together piece by piece. And at the end, you have a functioning item.
So do you take these blank slates, break them up, and then use those pieces to build?
Not so much. They come in a box, so I don't have to break anything. No actual slate. Luckily, there are directions with it. I'm not quite good enough to do it without directions.
Do you build anything without directions?
Not recently. When I was a kid, I had just a box of random Legos, and I used to make all sorts of things. My brother and I used to build side by side, and they were usually pretty rough looking. I made an RV once that had a motorcycle on top of it. That one was just basically a big box on wheels.
You said you did this with your brother?
I did, yeah, back when we were both kids growing up together. Yeah, he would get Legos as well.
Do you think you were better than him at creating these Legos?
Oh, 100%. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Not even a question in my mind. And he's also dropped off. He's not an adult fan of Legos at this point.
How long do you think it would take me to become as talented at Legos as you?
Ooh, at least 35 years. It's not something that people can just automatically pick up. I mean, the directions are there, I get it, but to really become a true Lego master, you've really got to practice and understand the flow of the directions, understand what's coming next, not get ahead of yourselves. There's decals on these things. You have to understand how to put those on. I mean, there's some detail to it. So, I mean,
you have a couple of Legos here.
I do. This is actually a working train here. So there's a battery inside this. You can put it on tracks, and it'll go around. And I like the creativeness of it. It when it's all together, it looks like a train. It's you're able to actually move pieces around on it, and and the fact that this one actually can runs on battery is fairly neat. So we might be putting this one around our Christmas tree. There's that one, and then this is the police mobile unit where you can, put up the satellite here, and there's a whole inside of it.
Have you ever seen the movie Zoolander?
I have.
Do you remember the scene where they have the replica center for kids who can't read good?
Yes.
The center is significantly smaller, and he calls it a center for ants.
Yes.
And then destroys it.
Yes.
Is that how you feel about these? That they might be a center for ants?
I've never really thought about it that way. There might be something to that I feel empowered because everything else is smaller, but I've never found ants in them.
I can imagine if it was overrun by ants, you probably wouldn't want to play with it anymore.
It would definitely put a damper on it. I definitely think they wouldn't be in the house anymore. Luckily, we haven't gotten to that point yet. Yeah. And now, if I found an ant driving the train, just a single ant, that would be cool. Mm-hmm. I would actually like that.
That would be a pretty big ant, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe that wouldn't be so good.
What if you had maybe 10 to 15 ants in the shape of a little mini person driving the train?
I would be impressed. Mm-hmm. Scared, but impressed. Now, if that particular group of ants were driving the passenger train, and then there were ants and passengers, now that would be interesting. Mm-hmm. If they can organize that well, I'd be scared and I'd probably throw the thing outside.
Of course.
But it would be interesting.
Are you ever worried that some of your minifigures will come to life?
Not my minifigures. They all like me.
So if they were to come to life, you wouldn't be upset?
I think we'd be friends. It'd be fun to be friends with them. We'd have a whole police force, a whole fire force, and ambulance force right in our house if that happened.
Do you think they would be able to save your life?
I'll tell you what, if they organize like the ants do, I think they could do all right.
Thank you, Greg, for sharing your passion and your creativity. I hope you learned a thing or two during this interview. As always, I'm Aaron, and this has been Ask Arron.